Hey guys, Julia here. Today we are going to do just a short, pretty basic practice to just help move energy. It's going to be about 25 minutes long, including the Shavasana. Pretty simple and straightforward. Pretty accessible too, nothing too challenging, not a lot of weight bearing, just a couple downward dogs in there. My idea with this practice today is to just help really shift out feelings of frustration or anxiety. If you end up watching this video close to the time when we're filming it, we're in the midst of a crazy global pandemic. So lots of us have so many feelings going on, so many pent-up emotions. So the idea is to just do a little bit of simple movement, a lot of deep breathing to just help hit that reset button. So thanks for joining me today. So we're actually gonna start laying down today. So go ahead and get cozy. If you have a yoga mat, awesome, but it's really not necessary. And just give yourself a moment. Lay down any way that feels comfortable. You can extend your legs along the floor if you'd like. You can have a bend in your knees like I do. Might feel good to place your hands over your belly just for a moment so that you can really encourage your inhale to come all the way down into your belly. And just take a moment to breathe. If it feels good, you can take a couple really deep breaths in through your nose. And then let your exhale out through your mouth. Just breathe like that a few times. Feel free to stay laying in this position or with your legs extended, but if it works for your body today, take a moment to bring the bottoms of your feet together and your knees apart. You can then shift your hands so that one is over your belly and then one is more over your heart, allowing your elbows to relax down to the floor. And still take a few of those really awesome deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. You can even make it like a little game, seeing how much space you can fill up with breath. So filling up down into your belly, beneath your ribs, up into your chest and even your collarbones. And while we continue to lay right here for just another moment, see if you can give yourself full permission to feel whatever it is that you're currently navigating. So like I said, so many of us right now have pent-up feelings of anxiety or fear, or maybe even just agitation, frustration. It's not that we want to wallow in those feelings, but see if you can just give them a little room to be here. A lot of the time you'll hear us yoga teachers say things like, leave your heaviness or your drama outside of the room and just be present on the mat. And while that can sometimes be super helpful, I like to just start by just allowing us to feel what it is that we're really feeling at first. Just continue to take a few deep breaths. And go ahead and take a really big breath in, filling up all the way to the tippy top. And this time see if you can hold your breath in just for a moment. And then let out a big sighing exhale. And when you're ready, if your knees are open, you can start to turn them up, placing the bottoms of your feet flat on the floor. And this time you can just relax your arms by your sides. If you feel you need a little reset for your spine, you can lift up into a short bridge pose by pushing into your feet and then settle back down. All right, let's start to bring a little more movement into our bodies. So you can relax your arms down by your sides. Go ahead and take a big inhale as you sweep your arms all the way up and over your head to the floor behind you. And then as you exhale, bring your right knee into your body, lace your fingers up around that knee and just give it a little squish. And then when you're ready to take your inhale again, put your foot back down, reach your arms back up. And then exhale, switch sides. Left knee draws in, a little bit of a squish. And we'll just do one more on each side. Big inhale, reaching the arms up, putting the foot down. And exhale back to the right knee, a little bit of a squeeze. Inhale again, reach the arms, set the foot down. And exhale to your left knee. And this time you can just bring your right knee up too when you're ready. Give yourself a little side to side rock. A little self massage using your own body weight back on the floor. It might feel good to really reach for your shins. See if you can lift your head up and in towards your knees. And then relax your head back down. Before we sit up today, take a moment to extend both of your legs up into the sky. If you're feeling super tight, no worries. You don't have to force your legs to be straight. Just take a moment to bend and straighten your legs. Hinging your knees. Leave your legs up. Give your ankles a little roll around. And then we're going to go a little crazy for a moment. We're just going to give our legs a little bit of a shake out. If you want, if you're feeling particularly stuck, you can also do this with your arms. Just shake it out for a moment. Take a couple big breaths while you're here. In through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Even if you feel super silly, try to keep doing this for just another moment. Big breath in and let it go. Just let yourself relax however you'd like. And when you're ready, you can bring your knees back in. Give yourself a couple forward and back rocks along your mat. Forward and back, all the way until you can sit on up. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Cross legs if that works. And go ahead and just find a comfortable seat. I do have a block here, so if you want to use a block or something else to support underneath your seat, you can. You can use something like a pillow or a couch cushion just to give your hips a little bit of elevation. And take an easy cross with your legs. And just take a moment, try to find tall posture in your torso. Noticing how just that little bit of work on the floor can sometimes create a helpful shift in energy, in feelings. A lot of the time when we are mentally absorbed in the experience of fear or anxiety, it's just so easy to get stuck there. Sometimes just doing a little bit of simple moving, breathing, being present can just, at least for a moment, help take us out of that stuck place in our minds. Taking just another moment here, go ahead and join your hands together in front of your heart center. If you'd like, you can set an intention for your practice, whatever resonates with you. Sometimes something as simple as a single word that helps you to feel grounded or empowered can be a good intention. Take a big breath in and a big sigh out. Go ahead and just relax your arms down. You can rest your hands on your thighs or your knees and take a big breath in. And as you do, shrug your shoulders all the way up to your ears. Let out a big open mouth sigh as you drop your shoulders back and down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Big sigh. 1 more time. Big breath in. Big sigh out. All right, let's use the arms now. So take a big inhale, sweep your arms out and all the way up. Maybe consider touching your palms together overhead. As you exhale, we'll release one hand down and arc the other arm over. Just taking a little side bend. You can think about just very gently engaging your core, so drawing your belly in towards your spine as you reach your other arm over. And then take a big inhale, sit on up. Maybe touch the hands together again. And then exhale, same thing on the other side. One hand down, other arm arcs over. When you're ready, inhale, sit back up, really reach up. And this time as you exhale, take a twist. So releasing one hand down towards your opposite thigh or your knee. If your fingertips can reach the floor behind you, awesome. Otherwise, they can just float back there. Belly is drawing in. See if you can do your best to sit up tall as you twist. And then when you're ready, take another big breath in as you unwind, reach both arms up. And then exhale, switch sides. Tall spine as you twist. Belly drawing in slightly. Tall neck. And when you're ready, unwind, big breath in, sweep the arms out and up again. This time as you exhale, drop your hands down to your heart. Just pausing for one more moment here. And then when you're ready, we'll just shift from this position onto all fours. So you can remove whatever prop you were using beneath your sitting bones. And it doesn't need to be graceful. Just come down onto all fours, doing your best to find your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, more or less. Right? Go ahead and just give your hips a little side to side swivel here. A little bit of a rock. Nothing fancy, nothing too structured. And just notice. Give yourself just another moment or so to just shift around, play around. There's no right or wrong way to do these sort of exploratory movements. You're just feeling out what's going on today. And when you're ready, we'll take a moment to shift back into a child's pose. So you can go ahead and draw your big toes together, sinking your hips back towards your heels. And then if your head can reach the floor, lower it down. If your head doesn't reach the floor so easily, you can instead stack your hands, make a little shelf for your forehead. And take a moment to breathe. Perhaps aiming to make your breath really intentional now, drawing inhales and exhales, perhaps at the same length of speed, perhaps both in through your nose, out through your nose. Let's go ahead and shift back up to all fours. Again, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Just a little bit of cat-cow. When you're ready, on your inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze forward or all the way up. And then as you exhale, press into the floor, round your back, bring your chin into your chest. Let's do that a few more times. As you inhale, drop your belly, slightly lift your tail, lift your gaze. As you exhale, press into the floor, round your back, chin into the chest. Again, inhale. Rounding as you exhale. You can start to do this with your toes curled under to give your feet a little bit of a stretch if you'd like. Inhaling as you arch. Exhaling as you round. Inhaling as you arch. Exhaling as you round. Let's just do two more. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, big breath in. And exhale out. From here, inhale into a neutral spine. You might want to walk your hands forward slightly. Go ahead and lift your booty all the way up, coming into a downward facing dog. I personally prefer to do downward dog these days with a slight bend in my knees, really pressing into the hands, strong arms. And if you'd like, you can give yourself a moment to walk it out, pedaling out the heels, maybe shifting the hips side to side, even moving the head and neck around. A little bit of a shake out with the head, lower belly drawing in. From here, take a really big breath in, let out a big sigh. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in, big sigh out. When you're ready, on your inhalation, you might want to center your back left foot on the midline of your mat a little bit. Inhale and just take a slight lift with your right leg. And as you exhale, look forward towards your hands as you start to step that foot all the way up towards your hands. Just coming into a little runner's lunge. You can come up onto your fingertips. If you've got a block and you want to use it, you can take a block underneath your hands. Just a couple breaths here. Reaching through that back extended leg. Reaching through your back heel. And then when you're ready, settle that knee down. If you need to pad it up, you can use a pillow or a blanket. When you're ready, take a big inhale. Coming up into low lunge, sweeping your arms up over your head. I prefer to keep my back toes curled, but if you want to release the top of your foot to the floor, totally cool. Taking a few breaths here. You might begin to emphasize the pressing down into the front heel of your front foot. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, release both hands down. Curl your back toes if they were released to lift your back knee, and then step back, lifting your booty up and back all the way into that downward dog again. Take a big breath in like we did before, Let a big sigh out. Shake your head with it one more time. Big breath in. Big shake. Sigh it out. All right, to the left leg. So maybe you're centering that right foot again on the midline of your mat. As you inhale, lift that left leg, even if it's just a little bit. And then as you exhale, look forward, step forward. Just coming into that nice runner's lunge at first. Pressing into the heel of your front foot, reaching through your back leg. I like to think about my neck being nice and free. So whatever positioning or shift of my gaze I need to find so that my neck is long. When you're ready, slowly settle that back knee down. I like to keep my toes curled. You can release the top of your foot if you want. Big inhale to sweep your arms up. Reaching up, the belly is still drawing in, still pushing into your front foot. Couple breaths. Take another inhale. And when you're ready, as you exhale, release your hands down. Last time to step back to downward facing dog. Lift your back knee, step it back, move it out, pedal. And then when you're ready, shift forward and bring your knees all the way down. We'll go right back into that cat-cow movement just for 3 rounds. So as you inhale, drop your belly, arch your back, lift your tail. As you exhale, press the floor away, round chin into the chest. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. One more time, big breath in. And exhale. If you're able to, from here, see what it's like to sit up on your shins. If that doesn't work, feel free to sit in any other position. You can sit right back down onto your booty if that feels better. And just take a moment. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. Just take a couple deep breaths. Now starting to slow down again. And we'll transition back down onto the floor. If you're sitting on your shins, you can just swivel your hips one way, bring your legs forward and around. If you want the opportunity to connect with your core a little bit as you lay down, you can glue the bottoms of your feet to the floor and just try your best to sit up really tall without arching or dumping into the low back. So lift from the heart and then reach your arms forward. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, this time you can start to round the back. So slow lower again, doing your best to keep your feet glued. You should start to feel core activation, maybe a little bit of shaking, lowering down slow. And then lay down when you can't hold it anymore. Relax the back of your head to the floor. Relax your arms down by your sides. Let's take just a little bit of bridge pose to work it out. You can take your feet apart hips width or even a little bit wider. I've been really liking wider feet these days. So when you're ready, on your inhale, press into your feet, lift up. And we'll flow it out. So as we exhale, lower down. Inhale, press and lift up. Exhale, slowly lower down. You can start to add the arms if you want. Inhale, lift. I like arms these days, just reaching up. And then exhale, lowering down. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. And exhale. Take a moment to just lay down nice and flat. Just an easy stretch for the hips. We'll go ahead and take the right foot and place the right ankle on top of the left thigh. For some bodies, this might feel like a good enough stretch. If you need a little bit more, you can lift your left foot, maybe bringing your left shin parallel to the floor. You might be reaching through the space between your legs, placing fingers up behind the left thigh. You can also add a double whammy by extending your left leg up, where you get a little bit of a hamstring stretch as well. I want to think of just very slightly drawing that right knee out. Slight intentional action there. Slowly release, undo the legs. We'll switch left ankle to right thigh. Maybe you're staying here, maybe you're lifting right knee. Lacing the fingers, maybe you're adding the hamstring stretch as well. Couple deep breaths. When you're ready, release. I like to take one more time before Shavasana to extend both legs out. Give yourself the chance to shake it up. Shake it out, shake out arms, legs, take deep breaths. You might even flubber your lips out a little bit. Super silly motion. If you end up laughing, it's good. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Deep breath, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly laying down. You can extend your legs out if that feels good, but really lay in any position that feels best for you. Give yourself the opportunity to check in. I like to ask myself, can I be just 5% more comfortable here? What little shifts or readjustments do I need to make so that I can find as much ease as possible in this moment? And do just a little quick check-in with yourself, a quick little scan, noticing any places of tension. Sometimes just observing them, noticing them, can help us to release them. And just checking in especially with your jaw, muscles in your face, shoulders. And take a really deep breath in, just like we've done throughout class. Let out a big sigh. Feel free to do that 1 or 2 more times on your own. And just do your best to rest here for just another moment. Allowing your breath to just sink into whatever little rhythm it wants to find now. No longer needing to control or structure your breath. And perhaps taking a moment to tune into your ears, the experience of hearing and listening. Noticing whatever sounds are around you. Even if it's chaotic in your home, or peaceful, noisy, whatever it is, just notice. Let's take another deep breath together. Fill up your lungs, fill up your belly, and let it go. Start to wiggle out your fingers and toes, stretch through your arms and your legs, move whatever way feels good. And eventually bringing your knees back in. A little side to side rock. Feel free to roll to one side and lay on your side for a moment if you'd like. And whenever you're ready, you can rock back up. Find a final comfortable seat. Feel free to sit up on that prop again if you'd like. And just check in, right? We didn't really do a ton of movement, just enough to move energy, maybe to create a little bit of heat in the body. So see if you can just notice your neutral position here, sitting. Maybe observing the tendencies that your structure has, maybe a little bit of hunching forward or rounding forward with the shoulders. Without becoming rigid, we want to just try to open up that space so that we really sit neutral. Maybe palms turn face up as they rest on the knees. Just observing, feeling, connecting to your breath again. When you're ready, join your hands together in front of your heart. Perhaps bringing back to mind your intention. Maybe taking a moment here to just inwardly acknowledge your own resilience in the midst of this crazy time, full of uncertainty and fear and anxiety. Can you just tap in to your own inner strength? We'll take a final deep breath together and let it go. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that just this little bit of movement and breathing was helpful.